Everybody, and welcome into the penultimate race of the FRR season. We have a packed house up here in the booth. I'm joined, as always, in the playoffs with G Patrol. Snipers here, and we have a special guest, the guy who just tears up the field in our Trucks and Xfinity series since Henson has kind of stepped away, and he just picked up where Henson left off, and that is Hurricane Hull. Welcome in, Hurricane. We're going to have a great night here tonight. We are at Martinsville Speedway, and I promise you, we will not have any video game moves like we saw today in NASCAR, because if you do what Ross Chastain did today, you are going to be spinning in right there in the middle of the wall in 3 and 4. So these guys are actually going to race, and it's going to be a tight battle with the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, and the 9 cars, as we have this race to determine who is going to be running for a championship next week at Phoenix. And we're about to get started here. So you've got the 5 car on the pole with the man who has had the best playoffs, but not in the playoffs. Typical, starting second. You've got Favre in third, True Death in fourth, Pittman fifth, Twitch, last week's surprise winner, Twitch, in sixth, Mucka in seventh, his teammate 19mm in eighth, Mac Attack ninth, and Mini Golf rounding out the top 10 in today's starting lineup. And guys, you guys have practiced more this week with these guys than I have. What do you expect here in stage number 1? Patrol.
I mean, you'll probably see a lot of bump and runs. The bubble is probably about, what would you say, Hurricane? Probably about half a car.
It changes with the lobbies. Sometimes it was half a car. Sometimes you could be right on their bumper. It was weird in the practices.
All right, guys, go ahead and join in. If you have an invite, if you don't have an invite, let me know. I'm sorry, how many stages did you win yesterday? None. Okay, how many stages did you win? How many stages did you win the week before?
1, and I won the race.
Was Hurricane there?
No.
Okay, so the last week before that, did you win any stages of the race?
However, though,
excuse me, do you resent my comment, or do you resemble my comment?
I resent it because I am the point leader.
Oh, okay. I got you, my bad. Sorry, points leader. All right, here we are, guys. We are going green.
In all fairness, somebody missed the race in Xfinity.
All right, field filler taking him to the green flag. Oh, God. Let me get some noise here. Oh. All right, typical. Keep it right there even with him going down the back stretch.
He is hanging there on the outside.
He is. But it ain't going to last long, because here he goes. Field's moving on by. And Favre is moving. Oh, he didn't quite get to the inside.
I know in practice, Field was firing off 8s.
And that was in his fuel saver. Imagine if he was in his race gear.
Yes. Yeah, he was firing off 8s in his damn race setup.
Oh, there it goes. Typical trying to get to the inside. But he's on the outside edge.
Yeah, so this first stage here, 64 laps. They do have to make a pit stop. So I've noticed some people will break it up in half. And then some people, and that's a chance you take, breaking it up in half, because a lot of the guys are going to stay out and run out their fuel and tires, and so you'll be trapped about 2 laps down for 20, 25 laps with the chance of a caution coming out. So do you want to take that early, split it in half, and get more faster average lap time, or do you want to run it all the way out and hopefully a caution comes out and you don't have to pit and lose 2 laps?
Practicing running that entire run out and then pitting and taking 2. And some of them were practicing taking 4, running the entire run out. But like half the field was doing that split in the stage.
So you have there's a lot that can happen here in this this close points battle here between these 5 guys. Which someone pointed out on our Facebook page, which if you are not a member of the FRR Facebook page, I highly suggest you join in. You get a lot of information up there, especially 3 weeks from now when our Winter Series starts. Something a lot of people are looking forward to, getting the how the Winter Series is going to go. Join the Facebook page, but someone pointed out the other day it's kind of awesome or weird or one of those things. Only single-digit cars made the playoff or made the final 5. The 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9.
That is crazy, isn't it?
It is Halloween Eve.
Numerology.
It is Halloween Eve. So field filler out here leading every lap so far of the 10 that we have ran. And speaking, and all of y'all have been in these races, from experience, he does not lose the lead very often here at Martinsville.
No, he is the car to beat.
Definitely,
has a long run
definitely
car.
is.
Steele has a short and long run car.
Now, I was talking with him late last night about that. Field filler used to be known for his long run car here at Martinsville. And recently he has changed it up and he has a fantastic short run car. And he kind of, it doesn't have that long run speed he was known for years here at Martinsville. So we're going to see how that works out for him tonight.
I'll tell you something we figured out the other night was the cup cars. Run the piss out of them the entire run. If you can get your setup to work where you can run the piss out of them the entire run, it will last. For whatever reason, when you try to save your tire in a cup car, sometimes it costs you. And I never would have believed it if I hadn't seen it for myself the other night.
So hard to get a good rundown here, but we're going to go field, typical, Favre. Now, True has dropped, but I can't figure where True has dropped to. So who's 4th? 4th is Twitch. 5th is True, or Pittman. 6th is Mucka. 7th is Perky. So 8th is Flash 9, and 9th is True Death. And then 11th will be 19mm. 12th is Mac Attack. 13th is King G. And that's that. But these top 3 have pulled away from the field and are still running nose to tail.
They're through the beat.
Typical refresh the wall too.
We got typical. He's surrounded by 2 guys that, from what we've been hearing, have the 2 best cars.
Field's already having to change his line if you haven't noticed. He's not running that candy cane as tight as he was. Beginning of the stage, he was running that candy cane all the way around. Flash is up to 8th. I'm ready to get 9th or 7th.
Yeah, is this
Flash
battle
moving
for
up quick.
the battle for the lead? I mean, there is no battle. They're just content running nose to tail, 1, 2, 3. They know they can lap a lot of this field quickly.
And not only that, it's the long stage too.
Check out the gap between True and Bam. Was that 9th?
So Bam dropped.
Yeah, 9th to 10th is huge straight away.
So it's not Bam. Bam is running 4th. Pittman 5th. Mucka 6th. So so Perky to True. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. That's a straightaway gap. It's huge. Yeah, the ones behind him can get lapped quick.
Oh, as they have lap traffic up front and they are dodging the 41 car. Favre gets into the back of them. That's his teammate. Gets around typical. So they had a hard time getting around those lapped cars. Already lapping some of the field, and that brought Twitch a lot closer to typical as Favre moves into 2nd.
That's usually what happens when you don't show up for practice.
Ooh, call out for 1,000 on YouTube, Alex. Wow.
Hey.
G Patrol trying to make friends before the Winter Series.
I'm just calling it as I see it. I'm sorry.
Wow. So Bam gets around King. The top 4 have cleared the first lap car.
Favre's all over field right now.
So
he's gotten around typical.
So the top 4 before this race, or the top 5 before this race, as they ran before the race started today, not as they run now. You had True Death was in 5th, 53 points behind Flash. Favre was in 4th, 36 points behind Flash. So there was a 17-point gap between Favre and True Death for that final transfer position to Phoenix. Favre was 4 points behind Mucka, and Mucka was 2 points behind Field. So Field was down 30, Mucka was down 32, Favre was down 36. So
Favre on the inside of
Favre for the lead, goes for the lead.
Okay.
And put the 4 car up front.
Typical's moving on Field now.
As I was saying about Field's short run versus long run car 6 weeks ago, that would have never have happened. This is the point where Field's car would have been getting much better, and now with him making it a short run car, he has made it just a little not good.
Wait till he makes pit stop.
Well, so, and this is the halfway point of this stage. So you do have those guys that want to split the stage in half. This is when they're going to pit. These other guys still have another 15 laps of fuel or more. So you're going to see a lot of difference here. Favre should drive away by, from what I'm seeing this week, about 2 seconds is about the lead he's going to get here by the time he makes his pit stop. So, I mean, not to call it early, but it is going to take a lot of strategy by True Death to be able to advance to Phoenix. Which,
eight now.
Well, he needs to beat Favre by 17 points in this race.
Somebody just got a speeding penalty. I heard it on the green on True.
Put flash.
Whoever just pitted.
Inside the Mucka.
And flash to fifth. So last to fifth. Oh, he hit the candy cane exit in the corner.
Field got around Typical.
And Mucka up into the wall. Oof. He almost hit that fake wall.
So Typical, the first of our top three, or that was our top three, hits pit road.
He does with his teammate 19mm as McAtack goes down a lap by Favre and field filler. So you're going to have about half the field here trapped 2 laps down as these leaders are still out on the track making laps, and a pit stop here is grueling 30 miles an hour as
the whole run.
As these guys are out here running, 70 to all the way up to 120 going into the corner. 130? Yeah, 130 going into the corners.
Bam's coming in now, too.
Pittman, True Death on pit road.
Bam, Typical's coming out.
And Typical is out. He's going another lap down, so put Typical 2 laps down to Favre.
King's in the pits.
As we have 23 laps to go here in stage number 1.
Flash 9 hitting pit road.
Now, some of these guys will be able to unlap themselves, but with Favre running 19.3s still this late in the run, it's going to be hard to get around the leader with your fresher tires when, he's still running those incredible laps. 19.2 he just ran, so, Favre's fall off is not that much. Now, Pittman right in front of Favre might only be a lap down. As Hurricane was saying earlier, some guys taking 4 tires, some guys taking just 2. Last week we had our winner who took fuel only in the final stop.
Well, here's one benefit to Flash 9. Flash, I believe, only went down 1 lap because he has pit box. So he
Yeah. And now this track here is where I learned of the Flash 9 pit strategy, where in one of the stages, this is where he first pulled it off, where I first witnessed it.
Sure, that was back now. Typical's up to him too.
All right, so put True only 1 lap down now. Same with almost Typical, as he's going to the outside of Favre. Here comes Favre down pit road. So Favre
and field filler stays out.
Finally making his stop, and fuel filler out there running extra laps. As we have 17 laps to go here in stage number 1.
There is a lot of give and take going on in that chat.
As I just saw it running along with Flash 9, and you're coming around and you see the car stopped on the top of 1 and 2 sideways. It's
Field filler hitting pit road.
Now.
All right, so field 1 lap behind Favre, winning the pits when Favre had a 2.5 lead. So Favre comes out second. Bam. Bam is going to be. Oh, McAtack currently third. But he's on pit road, I believe. So you're going to put Twitch up to third when this round is over. And Mucka up in 4th. So Favre.
Is Flash dying?
No, he is not. Field filler is currently in the lead on pit road, but Favre is passing him right now for the lead. So put FRR Favre back where he has been all season, up front. And just to kind of give you an idea, Favre is first, going across start-finish line, and Bam Bam Twitch is in second, coming out of turn 4. So that he has a half a lap lead over second place. So there's Favre. And I want to see if I can try to get a view of Bam Bam. Okay, so there's Favre. And if you look way in the back of this picture here, so Favre going into the corner, you can see the nose coming off the corner. That is not Bam Bam Twitch. That's 19mm. So Favre going
Bam Bam is going into turn 3 right now.
Yeah, and Favre is going into. Yeah, this is something else. So Bam in second, Field Filler is third. As we have 10 to go here in stage number 1. So, you know, and nothing against True Death. Absolutely love the man. True Death was the first guy in FRR to ever reach out to me. God, almost 2 years ago now. Late night racing, just kind of, we got to know each other. He was helping me with setups. So I absolutely have the most respect for True Death, but I'm kind of glad that it looks as though he's not going to be the one making it to Phoenix, because True Death wants to blow Phoenix off the fucking planet.
Yeah,
he absolutely hates Phoenix, and he sucks there. So it would be a waste of a top 4 points position for True Death to advance to Phoenix, in my opinion. And like I said, I love the guy, most respect for him, but with the way he's running right now, and Favre, you know, about to win this stage, that's pretty much going to solidify Favre being that 4th and final spot, transferring to Phoenix.
Yeah, True has joked around saying that he would start in park at Phoenix.
Well,
I don't think it would be a joke if he makes it to the ring.
So a couple months ago, I mean, it was a couple months ago, it was back at the All-Star break, where Denny Hamlin was asked, or excuse, was it Denny Hamlin or Kyle Larson? One of them was asked, how do you fix Texas? And they said, start with a bulldozer. So it was Kyle Larson. So as Field Filler goes under Twitch,
yeah.
Field Filler moving up into second place, put Twitch back to third. This is the battle I'm watching as we have 5 to go. So, yeah, I mean, I don't agree. I mean, I agree 100% with True Death on that. Phoenix is one of my least favorite tracks on this game, and I hate the fact that it's a championship race. But, you know, not every racetrack's Homestead.
Under 10 to go. Looks like True Death's going to be the first car lap down here in the end of the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know United Dan, listen, Homestead could be every race this schedule or the championship.
It would be that way. It used to be that way. It really did. Homestead used to be my best track, my favorite track. And then I effed up and gave Hurricane Hall my frickin' Homestead setup, and he made it so frickin' fast that I hate racing Homestead now, because then he made it fast, passed it around to all his friends, and everybody's whooping my ass at Homestead every time I go there.
I run a totally different setup there now.
Do you?
Yeah, I built a whole brand new one.
Yeah, I don't have this setup.
Oh, right. True Death hard into the wall coming out of 3 as we've got 2 to go for the freaky fast Jimmy John's Ford Mustang, which is really weird. We need a new game, dude. We need a new game.
Actually, he taught me little tricks to what a real race car would want, to what the tricks in the game are.
As Favre pulls over and lets
back.
True Death, that could come back to haunt Favre later in this race, giving True Death his lap back.
That's sportsmanship right there.
Sportsmanship, and that is a class.
No,
Yeah.
this is a championship battle. You don't give your
That's
enemy.
still sportsmanship.
No.
That is not an enemy.
I gave you your lap back in stage 2 of our Tides League race.
Niner, the amount of times you have complained about people not giving you
No, you didn't.
your lap back.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did in the
dude,
middle of the
pulled
stage.
over.
I was going to say in the
Yeah.
middle, because I ended up winning the stage. I won stages 1 and 2 and finished second in the race.
Who won the race? By how much?
You did. You know that at the end of those races you have to give your setup. So sometimes not winning is the move. So True Death finishing 8th in that stage.
I didn't want to give up that qualifying setup because that qualifying setup was a missile for 3 laps.
Yeah.
I don't know if he tried it yet or not, but it's that damn.
All right. So stage number 2. Here we go.
We got Flash all the way up to 3rd.
So Favre now has a 24-point lead over True Death going into this stage.
Didn't Flash start last?
He did.
That boy's got a rocket.
And he finished 4th in the stage.
Mm-hmm. To drive up to 4th from last, he's got a good car. Looks like Field's going to put some long run back in that car. I said wait till he pits. I think he wanted to get away the first stage.
And in 4th, you got Bam Bam Twitch running 3rd, Flash 9. Now, those two here late in this season, I mean, I wouldn't say that they have become enemies or rivals, but their bumpers have learned to make love to each other a lot in this late portion of the season. So, I mean, it's short track racing. Does Bam Bam put a bumper to the 9 car to get around him? I mean, he's not been afraid to use it on that 9 car quite a bit here towards the end of this season.
I know there's a few guys in practice worried about that.
I would say this is probably going to be the last race of the season that he would be able to do it. Because I guarantee you he tries to, if he does it next week, he might not be driving his car at the end of that race. His car will be choking.
Oh, so like Ty Gibbs' car is going to be next week at the end of the Xfinity race? It will definitely be in Dale Jr.'s graveyard.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
if anybody thinks Ty Gibbs is going to win that championship, they're in for a rude awakening.
Yeah, oh yeah. Anybody who put money on Ty Gibbs to win the championship in Vegas, you are screwed, bro. Like, there's no way. Oh yeah, Brandon Jones changed teams last night. He's already a Junior Motorsports driver. He might be in a Toyota next week, but he's a Junior Motorsports driver now.
No, you know who might pick to win the Xfinity championship?
Noah Gregson.
Josh Berry.
That would be a great story to see Josh Berry winning. That would be awesome. I love the Josh Berry story. But I really want to see Noah do it, dude. Like, Noah, he wasn't good in the trucks. He was good in the trucks, but he wasn't, good.
He was not given the opportunity. He was thrown into KBM.
Bro, that 18 truck that Eric Jones dominated in 2 seasons prior, that William Byron dominated in. I mean, really? I thought he was in Kyle Busch's truck.
No, he ran well, I think it was a Kyle Busch truck, but it was the number 9 Liberty.
So, I mean, that 18 truck, back when Noah Gregson was in the truck series, Kyle Busch's team was the team to beat, every week in, week out. And then he gets into Xfinity, has a slow start, taking over the, 3 out of 4 championships car. So the 9 car, I really feel is... They won. Elliott won back-to-back, didn't he?
Elliott only won one. It was Elliott, Byron, and then Reddick. Reddick switched over to RCR. That was the year Greg switched over.
And Reddick won it again in the RCR car. Yeah.
Yep.
So, I feel like it's time for the 9 car to be back in championship winning, and he's going to get his 9th win of the season next week at Phoenix. So I'm putting Noah Gragson up there as the winner of the Xfinity Series championship.
Not me. Not
Who
me.
do you got?
The person that's been at Junior Motorsports the longest. I've been wanting to see. Justin Allgaier win that championship for Junior Motorsports.
Man,
since he's been there.
That would be something. I remember back when Regan Smith was freaking kicking ass in that 7 car. And then when they gave it to Allgaier, I was really expecting championships out of him there.
He would kick ass in the 7 car. He just could never capitalize on it.
So, Allgaier, that would definitely be a fan favorite champion. But, Allgaier's going to be there next year. I would love to see Gragson win one before he goes up to Cup. And Gragson is going to be awesome in Cup. His personality is so different than anyone else in NASCAR that I feel like he's going to bring a different style to Cup racing.
May I add, when Gragson was starting off, Gragson was that aggressive, monkey out of the way for a win, kind of like Ty Gibbs was.
He was nothing like Ty Gibbs.
He drove it like Ty Gibbs.
Okay.
No, Noah didn't wreck anybody for a win.
Yep. He might have wrecked him for 5th place. He didn't wreck him for a win, though.
Sure has.
But,
Oh, of course, he was living up to his name, the Intimidator.
Sniper wasn't alive back in the 80s. But
No.
Gragson, and he's even said it, like, he models his personality and the way he is after Tim Richmond, and Tim Richmond was a goddamn rock star.
Oh, my God.
Tim Richmond was Mr. NASCAR. Like, dude, if he hadn't got AIDS and died so young, Jeff Gordon would not have been a 4-time champion. There's no way. Jeff Gordon wouldn't have been the king of Hendrick Motorsports. Tim Richmond was the king of Hendrick Motorsports. So, but that's who Gragson kind of models himself after, and I love it.
How about a little trivia?
I like it. Let's go.
Who got the very first win for Hendrick Motorsports?
Jeffrey Bodine right here at Martinsville.
Jeff Bodine and Earnhardt slugging it out back in the day with some of my favorite
Oh my
races I
God!
remember watching as a kid.
Now that was people talk about like Earnhardt and Gordon having a rival.
Is my
The hell they
favorite
did.
NASCAR of all time. That
Yes.
era was the most badass.
Yeah, Jeffrey Bodine.
That was the rival too.
They would
Yeah.
wreck each other for 25th just because they were in front of each
There could
other.
be a championship on the line, and them running 1-2, and Earnhardt would see Bodine and be like, "Yep, that's who I'm wrecking. Fuck the race."
One of the best Earnhardt Bodine moments happened at oh my God, where they have the All-Star race at next year?
They're having it at
the new track?
Wilkesboro.
Yeah, the old track, new track. One of the best ones was when they wrecked each other at Wilkesboro.
Yes.
That was one of the best Earnhardt Bodine moments. But yeah, Bodine got his first win right here the week that Hendrick decided they didn't have enough money to continue.
I ran you down, but I'm just gonna wreck you.
Yeah, it was crazy. But Hendrick had already decided that he wasn't going to continue racing. They came to Martinsville. It was probably going to be their last race. Ended up winning, and that is when All-Star Racing began. They're dominating 3 decades, and became Hendrick Motorsports. But originally it was All-Star Racing. And that Levi Garrett, number 5.
Hendricks has given so much to the sport that he doesn't get recognized for.
Nope.
If you look back at the old era, Richard too, they don't get credit for it no more.
I will say my favorite owner. Now I'm a big time.
Half that rule book was written over them two people.
Dude, in the 90s, the rule book went from 1 page to a book because of Ray
Because of them
Evernham
two.
and
Yeah.
Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, Ray Evernham, and this story's been told a million times, but, Ray Evernham brought a car to the race, to the damn All-Star race one time where NASCAR
T-Rex.
said it's not illegal, but don't ever bring it back.
Yeah, the T-Rex.
And it's because the guy who built it was Rex something, was his name. It wasn't just because the dinosaur was on the hood of the car.
And they just had some off the wall shit they put in it, and it was a missile.
So
It was all legal. They went by the rules.
it was,
Page,
but
every section, it was
but what happened? I was watching. Evernham was talking about it not long ago. What happened was they like took the rear springs, put them in the front, took the front springs, put them in the rear, changed the shocks, and flipped them around. Like just did some shit you would have never have thought to do in a car back then, and.
He thought it was only a couple like tenths.
Yeah, it was seconds. Yeah, he thought he was a tenth or two faster, and then he looked at the stopwatch again, and it was like, oh my god, there's a whole second missing.
It was because his buddy, when they were doing tested, goes and nudges his shoulder with his elbow and goes, look. And he looks at the tenths and he goes, it's just 10. And looks at the seconds. It was
Yep.
a whole second faster. And
Man.
he went ahead and got
So these lap cars in the way again. Well, not in the way. They're starting to get out of the way. As far as Field Filler first to hit pit road here in stage number 2, and it is the halfway lap in stage 2. As Favre up there just dominating. As Flash 9 up in second.
And
Put
if
Twitch
anyone is,
up to third.
If anyone is Green Bay Packers fans, they
And the Pittman boys on pit road.
Yep. We don't want to hear the score right now.
Ooh, 19mm hard into the inside wall, trying to get slowed down to get on pit road. And that is one of the tricks here, is you go from, 75 all the way down to 30 miles an hour before you hit pit road. And it's very easy to get a black flag here entering pit road.
You don't need to go 30.
35, excuse me.
True and Pittman are
Exactly. They give you 5 over.
I will say probably the most tricky pit roads to get on. How close that as Flash 9 just pulls over for Bam Bam and Mr. was there with him. No, he just pulled over for Bam Bam.
So let the 7 up to second. Last week's surprise winner holding off Flash 9 in the last lap and a half.
And Niner crying like a baby.
Oh, man. Look, I'll admit it, dude. Men cry, but if y'all just really understood the story of me and Twitch, that's a big freaking deal that Twitch won that race. I just can't believe that he won a race in his first season with FRR. But I'm not sad to admit it did bring a team.
What place is Mucka in? True is an 8. That's
so
the battle for the points you need to really pay
Flash 9.
to.
Flash 9. Not really. I mean,
that's the bubble spot, ain't it?
Yeah, no, it's Favre and True are the bubble guys, but Favre now has a 24-point lead over True.
So Mucka just got to survive.
Yeah, because Mucka is 6. Let me see here. Mucka is 339 and True is 315. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean it's at the end of this stage. We will definitely do.
And he is ahead of True right now, unless he's a lap down.
We will definitely say goodbye to True Death at the end of this stage from the playoffs, because there's not enough cars on track for him to make up the amount of points that he's going to need to make up.
He's running an 8th right now. I'm watching the streams.
Yep. But hard fought battle.
Flashes out of the pits.
Definitely hard fought battle for this final transfer spot to Phoenix. Absolutely the best playoffs I've seen.
Typicals in the pits.
These guys just week in and week out, it's just been surprising. The guy that's won the most playoff races got eliminated at Vegas.
Mucka's going around. Oh, Typical's coming out right behind Mucka.
So with Bam still running second, Favre just puts him a lap down. But Favre is still out there. So Favre, the only car on the lead lap. Now everybody 2 laps down to Favre. Favre is the only one that has not pitted and is still on the track.
Patty's got such a long car. And it's fast.
Favre is hitting pit road.
So Favre is hitting pit road with 17 to go.
Listen, he just made sure he got slowed down before he met pit road. He was about 20 miles per hour.
So, excuse me, 18 laps to go here in this stage. And Favre does not get black flags in 1 and 2. His black flags always come in stage 3, and they always come at the final pit stop. Oh,
Sounds
go
like
with the
my problem I
first,
used
go
to
with the
have.
first, go with the first, go with the first. No, go with that one, go with that one. Oh, God. What's he doing? Oh, he... Man, for any of y'all watching Favre stream, that was a decision at the last second. I can't believe...
He took 2 turns.
He did, but I can't believe the fuel that he took.
Did he take too much? Or did he take too little?
Oh, man. So he had 18 laps. He had 18 laps remaining in the race. He had to choose between, or 19 laps remaining in the race. He had to choose between 18 laps of fuel or 30 laps of fuel, and he went with 30.
I hope he adjusted it.
He took 2 tires though.
He did take 2 tires. So Favre with a straightaway lead over Field Filler. As Field Filler running second, Favre running third, or Favre running first. Trying to get
He was
to
all by himself.
Field. I don't see who's running third. I don't believe it's Perky, but it possibly could be. No, Perky's a lap down. So third's going to be Twitch, with Typical running fourth. Flash fifth, Mucka sixth. True Death seventh.
True is 8th.
Eighth. Excuse.
I'm looking between the streams now, trying to get the running order from one
So
of them.
seventh must be the 32 car.
Typical's 8. No. True's 8. Typical's in front of Flash.
Yeah, I think it's Golf Pro 32 car in front of True. As Favre going around the start finish line, Field Filler coming off the corner. 11 laps to go here in stage number 2. Favre, Field with 3 seconds behind. Bam, Typical, and Flash 9, 10 seconds behind Favre. There are a lot of cars going to be a lap down at the end of stage number 2.
Here's a question. Let us count down stage 3 coming up to stage 2. What are your keys to victory? What do they have to do to
They have to wreck Favre. You have to wreck Favre to win the race.
Pretty much.
That is the key to victory here.
Key to victory, wreck Favre.
No, you just do what Ross Chastain did.
No, the hell you don't. You do what Ross Chastain did, you're going to be at a dead stop between the corners. That's why I loved... Okay, there was 2 things that were said today after that race. All right, first thing was they calling it a video game move. Obviously, they do not know the video game very well, because had we done that, we would be at a dead stop in between the corners.
Not in 05.
Not...
Which
Yeah.
is the game that he...
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
So, and the second
which is
thing...
the game that he mentioned.
And the second thing that was said today that really irked me on my ride home was Kyle Larson said that what Ross Chastain did was embarrassing for the sport of NASCAR. Kyle Larson did the same damn thing at Darlington last year, and the only thing embarrassing about what happened that Kyle Larson could say is the fact that today Ross Chastain passed Denny Hamlin doing that move where Kyle Larson could not. There was nothing embarrassing about it.
Chastain didn't just pass Hamlin. He passed Briscoe. He passed...
He passed Chase Elliott.
He passed 4 cars. Well, his pass on Chase Elliott really changed up the Owners Championship. So now Chase Elliott is only racing for a driver's title. If he wins the driver's title, he does not win the Owners Championship because he's out of the Owners Championship battle because Kyle Larson won at Homestead. So Kyle Larson was set in the Homestead Owners Championship. So with Ross Chastain tying Chase Elliott in points going into at the end of this race today, he had the tiebreaker with his 2 second-place finishes at Vegas and Homestead, and then finishing after the disqualification of the 6 car today, 4th in the race. He had the tiebreaker, and so his car is the 4th and final car in the Owners Championship race. So there's a chance Trackhouse can win both driver and owner championship next week. As we have Favre coming around to get the white flag here in stage number 2.
We have first victim to either a leg out or a heart due to too much damage. That is the 20th and
So once again, the 4 car winning the stage. Field filler, Bam
I'm still
Bam.
sticking with field filler.
22 car was 4th. Flash was 5th.
Field filler just said to the food stamp fairy win another stage.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Lord. All right, Mucka was 6th. Pittman 7th. True Death 8th. Golf Pro 9th. So Golf Pro was 10th. And he's 3 laps down. 19mm first car a lap down in 9th. Everyone else on the lead lap, and 9mm getting his lap back here. So we're going to have 9 cars on the lead lap going into stage number 3. And my pick to win tonight in the FRR Martinsville Night Race 250 is not going out on a limb. I'm going to pick the guy who is going for his 12th win of the season and solidifying his chances at being the first-time champion for the FRR Racing Series, and that is none other than my good friend Carter Smith, FRR Far Forever.
They're telling Favre he's locked in, he can pull over now.
So we got Favre, Niner, we got Hurricane, who's your pick, Mike?
I'm going to go with the Napa number 9.
I'm going to stop picking people because field filler's going backwards now. Every time I pick somebody, they go backwards. Every time. Favre, I'm picking Favre. Favre's going to smoke them. Favre's winning.
No,
Change my pick.
Favre's already taken.
I'm sorry, field. I'm sorry.
Favre is already taken. You cannot pick Favre.
All right, and with this, the points as they run now, Flash 9 still up front with 377. Second place, still field filler, 353, but third place, now Favre with 349. Drop Mucka back to 4th, 344. And not my pleasure to say, very heartbreaking and sad, but out of contention now for the championship round is going to be True Death with 318 points. That puts him 21 points behind Favre.
Oh, this is strategy. Field said he's dropping back on purpose.
Okay. So True Death not going to be able to advance to the next round. So we've got our 4 locked in for next week, guys.
And my pick to win it is Bam Bam Twitch.
No, it's for today?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we know who's not going to win now because Sniper picked him.
Also, playoff, obviously, easily the playoff MVP, the 14th of that man.
So Berkey ended up falling out by a last lap pass by 19mm at Vegas. Fell to True Death and Shovelhead, who is not in the race tonight. Shovel taking his first week off of the season, but was nuts that Shovelhead took his best track off. This is by far his best oval. He had some family stuff he needed to attend to, so, shout out Shovel. Good season for him. Got eliminated last week at Homestead. And he'll be back at Phoenix next week. So, going to be a good race. And my pick to win at Phoenix, I'll go ahead and give it to you now. And God, I feel bad saying this because, dude, don't get mad at me, buddy. I love you. But Flash 9 in the 9 car, I feel, is going to be our champion this year and take home the victory at Phoenix.
Back to back to back. We've already seen Barb go back to back to back in the regular season here. So what you're saying is you have Flash 9 going back to back to back.
God, Favre, don't be mad at me, man. Yes, I do. I think that Flash 9 is going to... I think Flash 9 is going to be the car to be at Phoenix among these 4 guys. Oh, Typical into Bam. Put Typical up to second, but I mean, you don't rough up the beast. He's about to bump the hell out of you, Typical, and Twitch with the bump in the air bubble, gets a fender underneath Typical and dives low in the corner, and put Bam Bam back up to second for now. Typical on that outside though. Oh, it is. But Bam, I mean, he Typical reffed up the beast. You don't hit Bam at Martinsville because he's going to hit you twice as hard back.
He's going to act like Dino the Dinosaur.
Oh, he does. He gets up into it, pushes him high. He gets him in the corner, put Twitch up to second, Typical back to third. Now, Typical, these guys both young teenagers. Typical going to give it right back to him. I can't tell if this is AJ Allmendinger and Justin Allgaier or Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain, but they definitely watched some shit on NASCAR this weekend, and they are learning here at Martinsville. So Typical back into the back of the 7 car. That's all right. Coming out of the corner, Twitch will get underneath him, and is he going to door him? He doesn't. Typical with the respect of the 7, but here comes Bam. He's going to let Typical know he ain't happy. Oh, Typical does door him. Oh my God. Bam Bam is about to spin his ass out, bro. Typical is about to get Brandon Jones by Ty Gibbs right here, buddy. If Twitch can get back to his bumper, that 22 car is going to look like frickin' Matt Kenseth just finished him off.
Wow, that had to hurt you to say that.
Oh my God. I wasn't a Joey Logano fan back then. I was a big Kevin Harvick fan back when that happened.
He's the bandwagon ever since Harvick stopped winning races and Logano won championship.
Harvick won 9 races after Logano won a championship. The reason I am not a Harvick fan is because in 2018, when we won the championship with the 22 car, I was a fan of Kevin Harvick up until Texas in the playoffs when he got the win and got caught cheating for the 8th time that season because they drilled holes in the spoiler to let the air flow through the spoiler more. 8 times he got caught cheating. That's also the year that his back windshield would somehow, the brace broke and it would dip down at Vegas, and he killed them at Vegas, just dominated because of that back windshield. Got caught cheating there too. Sniper, I think you have a job solidified over at Hendrick Motorsports.
Listen, I would love it. I am a big Hendrick Motorsports.
Or Junior Motorsports, because he said the same thing when he was looking for a new crew chief for next year. He said, I'm looking for someone who's going to push the envelope.
Yep, I'll do it.
He said if my crew chiefs aren't sweating going through the inspection line, I don't want them.
Well, you gotta have borderline. You want to win races, and you want to be as dominant as you're going to be.
So field filler underneath Mucka. So put field filler under Mucka. Mucka in that outside lane. Field filler made a pact with Mucka this week. He was not going to hit him. Again. So Field trying to be as clean as he could around Mucka. I just think it's awesome that Mucka and Field Filler have both transferred to Phoenix. Oh, Mucka down into the candy canes hard. Flash 9 going to get under him. Push Mucka back another spot, back to 6th, I believe.
I was kind of a little worried there. I saw him hit the candy cane go straight forward to Field.
So in the spring race at Phoenix, which was race like 4 or 5, coming to the finish line where Perky not being in the Final Four is a blessing for the rest of the field. Coming to the finish line, coming out of 3 and 4, Mucka put the bumper to Field Filler so hard and took second that I know Field Filler's not one for payback, but maybe the old man won't forget that when they get to Phoenix next week.
What I missed? I had to go to the bathroom.
Mucka hit the candy canes hard. Field Filler got past him. Then Flash got past him, and then Flash just passed both of them. So put Flash 9 up to 4th, Field Filler back to 5th, and Mucka in 6th.
And there was a great race between Typical and Bam Bam.
And Typical and Bam Bam Allgaired and Allmendingered it, or Hamlin and Chastained it for about 3 or 4 laps. They both doored each other. They both bumped each other. It was just back and forth.
That's what was so great about today was Hamlin had to knock all them people out of the way to get up to where he was, and Chastain was like, all right, knowing he'd get wrecked, laid back, and just made that move around the wall at the end and still got in.
I watched a video on my way home.
Instant karma for Hamlin.
Oh, yeah. Well, I watched a video on my way home where I guess it was like maybe a lap or 2 to go. Jeff Burton was like, Hamlin still has, 3 or 4 cars in front of him. He can pass for points. Ross Chane is out there by himself. There was nobody around Chastain with 2 to go.
No.
There was no way he was going to make up any points. And then
it's just funny.
Just the instinct.
What Hamlin accused Ross of doing all year, he did to everybody to get up to where he was at that last end of that race.
And the fact that Chastain beat him by a foot and a half.
Instant karma.
Was awesome.
I love it. I loved it.
Now,
yes, he is. He just about lost it.
Once again, Denny Hamlin not going to win a championship in his
I love it.
18th year in NASCAR.
Love it.
I love it. He is such a douche.
And see, that's God. Hamlin's
I know him personally.
Hamlin's a hack. Hamlin's a hack. But there's still people still talk about it. Him not winning a championship is going to make him the greatest driver to never win a championship. Well, the fact that half of NASCAR hates him is not going to make him the greatest driver to never win a championship. That title will always belong to the great legend, Hall of Famer, Mark
Martin.
Not even close.
Mark Martin had more etiquette than Hamlin could ever dream of having.
Yep.
Ever.
I will say after
Mark would outrun you and help you.
Mark would.
There's a difference.
Mark would pull over.
Literally give you his setup and help you.
Yep. Mark would pull over if you were faster than him and let you go because he knew in 30 laps he was going to catch you.
Yes.
But he'd let you go if you were faster than him. He was going to let you beat on his bumper.
He wasn't that stupid. Drive you and then punch you.
Yep. And then,
And then when it happens to him, he runs and crashes.
That's why I don't like Hamlin.
In the era of what I'm going to call the era of rattling their cages, Mark Martin never did it. Mark Martin never bumped somebody out of the way he never Earnhardted somebody. Gordon and Rusty Wallace fought.
That was the era, too, of saving your car.
It was.
You could save your car then and make it last. And you still have all your horsepower at the end of that race.
And the 6 car was the king of having the cleanest car at the end of races.
Yep.
So that title will always belong to him. Hamlin will never take it from him. I don't care how many Daytona 500s he steals or shows how much of a hack he is when he wins them. Because Hamlin has never dominated.
Typical almost lost it.
Again.
Oh, as Pittman hits pit road.
He is definitely getting loose.
As we have 80 laps to go here.
He's not losing ground. He was at
No. He's driving the shit out of it. I'll give him that.
I think Favre is laying off a little bit.
Yeah, Typical's definitely not.
That's the thing. If you lay off of it here in the Cup cars, for whatever reason, it burns the tire up more. From what I saw, what I figured out of my car, if I didn't just run my car full out every lap, it burned the tire up more. It's weird, man.
Well, I mean,
Xfinity and truck, you gotta save the car. Cup, run the balls out from lap 1.
Well, Favre's still running 19.2s, 19.3s.
He's
Consistent.
still running hard. Yeah,
Consistent, but he's not running hard. He's not sliding coming off the corner. He's going into the corners easy.
It makes it last, dude. I don't know why.
He's moved his line up a little bit too.
Oh, Typical did hit Vince at one. He's finished.
He said, all right, I'm pitting. He said, all right, that's enough. That's enough. I'm a wreck.
So Typical on pit road. That's going to give second back over to the 7 car, Bam Bam Twitch.
His right rear's got to be 10, 15% less when he went to pit. Fields only running 19.6s. He's not going to get him. He's staying out.
Last 9 just hit pit road.
So the ultimate FRR hack, Bam Bam Twitch out there leading. Oh, hitting pit road. All right, Bam Bam on pit road now.
I don't know where on my screen he has damage to the front of his.
Fields up to second. And he's not pitting. He's not planning on pitting no time soon because he's not even looking at his fuel yet.
If I had to bet,
Muck is in second.
Bam Bam's damage came from MFF Typical.
Look, Fields in first, Muck is in second, Bam's in third, True Dust fourth, Flash 9's fifth.
Well, Flash 9 and Bam both on pit road. Favre coming off pit road.
Field has 2 seconds on Mucko, 16.9 on Bam. And True's a lap down. He must have went in the pit.
So put Favre out in front of Field, possibly only 1 lap down.
Field's still first. He's not pitting. He's not even looking at his fuel yet. I'm watching his stream. He's not pitting no time soon. Field is. I'm not going to say it because I'll jinx him. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
I don't remember.
I don't want to jinx my buddy. I love Field, man. Me and Field have raced so many nights, late night.
Yes, Field Filler, the late
the
night.
The only place I can beat him at is New Hampshire.
The public lobby dominator, late night Field Filler in the 5 car. Man, you know, I mean, Favre running an 18-second lap coming out of the pits. First lap out. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. As we have 70.
He's got Favre a lap down.
We got 70.
2.2 on Mucko.
We got 70 to go here in stage number 3. And, you know, the person who all gas stations hate the most, Field Filler, out there winning. As Favre still rattling off 18-second laps. He's closing. He's only a lap down. So when Field Filler does pit, Favre is going to have a big. Field's going to be
69 laps left.
A little bit down.
Bam Bam just got
exactly what it is next lap
to get a lap back.
Well, so once pits cycle out, Favre has 70 to go because he's 2 laps down or a lap down at the moment. So
yeah.
It's going to be about 70 to go.
68 laps left. Field just took it.
All right, so Field's taking that. Favre's taking 69 to go. So
Field's pitting.
Okay, so now Favre has passed Field. Oh wait, no, yeah, yes, Favre has passed Field. So put Favre back on the lead lap.
Yeah, he just passed him.
And Field has not got to his pit stall yet. No, so Favre is going to have a huge lead.
Is he 2 or only 1?
He was only 1 lap down. So Field is going to be almost 3 laps down? Oh, no. I take that back. Favre will gain 3 laps. So he hasn't made his pit stop yet. Favre's in the lead. So now he's got...
Field's in the pit.
Yep, so now he finally just made it to his pit stall. So that's 15 seconds.
He's coming out right who's coming out right now, he'll stay on
He
Field
will.
took two
So,
tires.
and Favre is coming out.
Field took 2 tires.
Favre is coming out less than a corner behind Favre. So, let's find field filler. There's field filler there.
He is passing King G right now. He has 2 cars.
He has
66 laps left.
2 cars between him and Favre. Oh, so he only has to run 12 laps before he can pit again. That makes sense. That's a good strategy call. Field. He doesn't have to run a full run. He doesn't have to run a full.
Got it.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to run a full fuel run on these tires. He only has to run like a quarter of a fuel run. So
he duped the shit out of Favre. Watch. He's on the lead lap too.
He's barely on the lead lap. As Favre under True Death, Favre under his teammate King G, put no cars between Favre and field. So Favre up to, I mean, he's the leader, but I mean, we're running looking back from field filler.
Running 19-1s on 2 tires.
Field block him.
So Pittman, the Ryan Newman of FRR, out here in front of field filler. Oh, bro, Pittman he is the hardest guy to pass on this freaking game.
Yeah, 19-1s on 2 tires. Field's running.
And Pittman gets up out of the way. Let's field go. Holy cow. Things you don't see. Oh, no, he's running that high line. He is definitely letting him go.
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder if he will do the same thing for FRR Favre.
I bet he won't. I bet he won't.
No.
I got a feeling somebody's gonna be in a Chevy next year.
That's it. Oh, and mini golf just pulls over. He goes right back up in front of Favre.
So 2 weeks in a row, mini golf gonna screw Favre over.
That might be another Chevy candidate.
just throwing it out there. Favre is mini golf's captain on his team, so. I mean, that's 2 weeks in a row that he has definitely done something to hinder Favre's improvement in a race.
I bet mini golf ain't on that team next year.
Niners, do you remember the nickname he gave Minnesota Golf Pro at Bristol?
No.
That?
Did I give him that?
I think so.
I don't think I did. Because he doesn't drive a Bass car. No, somebody else had the Bass car. I don't remember who that was. But I did not call him the largemouth bass. That was you.
That is true. I was there for that broadcast.
Field just ran a 19-107 on 2 tires.
Favre's killing it with 19.0s, so.
That's fine. He's on 2 tires running 1s. What the fuck?
Hey.
I need that set
Hey,
up.
beep. Let's not use those kind of words.
Sorry about the bad word. That is insane. That is insane.
Listen, Hurricane is excited because he has no clue how this is happening.
No, I don't. Like, that's insane.
It's like
All right, here we go. This one's going to be good. The 9 car and the 7 car are battling it out for third. As Pittman pulls over, lets Favre go finally. As
What'd he run this time?
19.4. A 464 for Favre. So field filler gaining quite a bit on that lap as Favre was having a hard time getting around Pittman. Bam Bam Twitch keep getting the drive off the corner as Flash catches him in the middle of the corner. Bam Bam is getting him coming off the corner. Favre more of a diamond shape here in the corners. Bam Bam just keeping it there low in the corners. As we have 50 to go.
I like field strategy.
So I'm looking for field to pit within the next 10 laps.
He's not even looking at his fuel gauge still. I can't believe it. He's got confidence like no other.
This is what he does. He does not look at his fuel gauge. He waits for that light to come on, and he knows that signifies that it's 2 laps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's not looking at fuel. He's going to be looking at tires because he only took 2 in that last pit stop. But Favre
He's not
down
looking at
to
either. He's
Favre
looking
now
at
running
who's around
19
him.
flats now that he has nobody around him. He is catching field filler. And just to put, a kink in everybody's here laughing strategy about how field filler has this in the bag,
1 and 2.
I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. Favre's only going to take 2 tires on his last pit stop, or Field is going to have to take 4. So, who juked who?
Let's see.
All right, you want to put a bet on it? I'll bet you Hurricane. We'll put a
No,
side bet.
'cause-
We'll put a side bet on this race right here.
Because I don't understand how he's running what he's running.
Okay, ready? Here's the bet, and I'll be the wager for you guys. If Favre wins over Field, Hurricane, you have to drop out of the Xfinity and give Patrón his bonus.
No. Okay. No.
absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Okay. No. The
That'll
bet's going to
give
be
it to
this.
Henson.
The bet's going to be this. If Favre beats Field Filler, then Hurricane has to send his Iowa setup to the FRR public chat.
Oh my God, that's the one track I have an advantage on the map.
If Field wins, I will send my New Hampshire setup to the FRR public chat. Not the FRR private, not the FRR 2020 Cup Series, the one that anybody who ever practices
The
with
public
FRR is
chat.
the public chat, where it's like 150 fucking people in that chat. That one. Our Iowa versus New Hampshire setups.
I don't know if New Hampshire's that good. My Iowa will
Okay.
fire off a 22-4.
Now listen,
Okay.
his New Hampshire's better than your Iowa, no doubt about it.
Okay. That
I don't know about that.
I'll take that bet.
So last week in 2 different league races with 2 different drivers, that set up one stage 1, one stage 2,
And I murdered
and finished
you in stage
second
3.
and finished second in the race.
But were you a lap down?
I was murdered in the race.
Okay.
I was murdered by more than just you. Like, I got wrecked in stage 3.
And I will
Yeah.
say that driver was
It still came back for second.
But
The night
did you go a
before,
lap down in stage 2 and somebody give it back to you?
but the night before, well, yeah, that was that. You're right, but not all of us race on flight sticks. But the night
Not
before,
on like this.
the-
I'll stream my shit anytime.
the night before that, Jinx
Alright.
over in Killswitch won the pole, one stage 1, one stage 2, and finished second in the race with the
Yeah.
exact same setup. Sorry,
Hey,
Jinx. I'm going to give out.
My
I'm-
steering wheel buttons
Ji-
are worn.
Jinx, I'm gonna give out our special New Hampshire setup if Field Filler wins this race. Jinx, I'm sorry, buddy. I told you I'd never give it to nobody, but we worked hard on that setup for about a month. But I will give it out tonight if Field Filler wins this race.
Jinx, the only. Oh, Flash 9 is on pit road.
So
Jinx, there's
Favre,
one person to blame
40
for this, and it's Hurricane.
40 laps to go. Favre is getting very close to Field Filler. Try to put him a lap down. But
Henson, Fox, and Blazes are going to shoot me if I give that setup out.
Oh my god.
They all run it.
Okay,
I
can
mean-
just get added to that public chat because I really need that setup.
well,
I need both.
Hurricane, how is your Phoenix car?
It's pretty good.
You want to do
I need
Phoenix
that
setups for?
I need that.
Yeah, I have a good Phoenix car. I can run 25 4s, 25 5s.
My Phoenix fires off 3s.
Now, hold on. Are you talking about Cup or Xfinity?
Cup.
Because
I'm talking about
we're working on
Xfinity.
we're
Yeah,
working
I'm
on
working on
Xfinity,
Xfinity. I fire off a 3.
which I can also fire off with a
All
3.
right,
I don't have his
Filler
setup.
getting loose, coming out of the corner, goes high. Favre able to close the gap even more on Field Filler's bumper.
Well, guess what? Flash
This
9
is not looking good for my Iowa setup.
This is what I'm
I've been
watching
drinking.
here.
I would have never agreed to this sober. I am sorry if I have cussed. I know better than cuss on this stream.
You have cussed about 10 times. on
I'm
this
sorry. I've been drinking all night.
It's all
And I
right.
was
It's all
smoking
right, buddy.
chicken on the grill.
It's okay, buddy. Your Iowa setup's worth every cuss word you've said. All right, Flash 9 underneath Field Filler coming off the corner. So Favre on pit road
Water pit and pit road.
with
9 and True Death are on road.
35
Nobody
laps
believes
remaining.
me when I tell them that Iowa car is a YouTube setup I tweaked.
Is it from Next Gen Graphics?
It is literally a YouTube setup that I just made a few changes to, and it's a rocket ship. I will tell you, it's even faster in a Toyota. That's why nobody can beat Blaze It in it.
Yeah. I haven't even tried mine.
All right, so Favre on pit road.
Field is still going around.
Field is not going to pit.
He is filled with the two-tire strategy. Let's see here. What's interesting is Favre has not changed his tire pressures not once this race. That's awesome.
And on pit road.
Field's changed this a couple times. He's running second. Typical's actually got the lead.
Favre is now at pit road now.
So Favre with the 15.9 pit stop off pit road. Mucka passing him.
Field is still on the
So
track.
Favre is behind some laps to Typical as Typical's leading. And Mucka is in between Favre and Typical. Ooh, Mucka hits the candy cane. Typical. Favre gets underneath him. Ooh, Favre gets into Mucka. So now Favre trying to get his lap back from Typical.
Pittman's out of the pits.
Typical praying for a caution right now.
Bucka's in the pits. Mac attack left.
Typical going
in the
into the
pits.
pit. So Typical on
Mac
pit
attack.
road.
Mac Attack is out of the race.
He was
Okay.
He was the first one, and Perky was the second.
Bucka's in the stall.
So Favre is running fourth. Now he's running. He's still running fourth.
Field's laughing at Favre about his strategy right now, so I think Field might have it. Because he's not mad, he's literally laughing at Favre.
All right, as we have 30. We have 30 laps remaining here in the race.
Caution's out.
No, the hell it isn't.
Oh, no, Field's fucking with Favre. Sorry, my language. Field saying I'm a captain, it's a caution.
Field filler, not a captain quite yet. Possibly
The-
next season he will be.
The race
but
chatter is hilarious right now.
Okay, I'm trying to watch
Because Field's got the whole field a lap down.
so Field
That's why he's
filler,
messing with him.
Field filler, one lap ahead of Favre. Favre running
My Iowa
18.8.
setup is safe, baby.
Okay, so Field filler still having to make one more pit stop. Favre done with pit stops for the night.
Favre is behind Field by like
He-
half a straightaway.
He is behind Field by a lap and a half a straightaway.
Yes.
I'm saying on track right now. There's no cars in between Favre and Field.
Nope, and Favre is catching the old man.
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Watch it now. Watch how you talk about my buddy
Not
Field.
bringing old man phrases in.
The 65-year-old versus the 24-year-old, he's the old man.
Oh, you didn't have to get personal with the ages.
And Favre has caught Field filler and passed him like he was standing still.
Now you let him go.
He just now got his lap back.
Just now.
Okay, cool. 33 laps to go. Field filler off the wall, coming out of the corner. Man, them two tires must suck right now.
They do. He almost lost it.
Oh, field filler very loose coming out of the corners.
Oh my gosh, now it's being very pretentious. Of Field.
Interesting. I wonder if he took Advil this morning for the joint pain. So
Wow.
field filler and Favre, the
Drunk
only
me
two.
is not responsible for sober me on setups.
So Favre and field filler, the only two on the lead lap at the moment. And Favre more than a straightaway ahead of Field Filler, where 2 laps ago, Favre was a half of the straightaway behind. Wonder how this is going to go.
Crazy strategy, Bang.
Twitched out of a sniper, I'm sorry. I would, throw you in the bet with a setup, but half your setups came from me, so I'm not even going to ask for you to put my setup on the fucking
that is
party chat.
That's not even.
Bam Bam races Sniper races every Saturday at 10:45 p.m. About 9:30, I get a message. Hey, you got a setup for this track?
I asked you for Texas and New Hampshire.
And Darlington.
Okay, did I get any one of them? No, I only
And
got,
Darlington, you got the effing pole. Totally, you got Darlington, bro, and got the pole. Yeah.
Yeah. But I used a different one.
Okay.
Yours is too late of a run. I need a long run. I need a short one because of how bad it was.
18 laps left.
It was just caution. So I needed a short one. So that's what.
Field's fuel light just came on. Favre 16 seconds behind him.
Uh-oh.
14-7.
Man, and it's a, 45-second trip down pit road with getting fuel?
Yeah,
Jiminy crickets. I think next year FRR needs to put Iowa in the damn schedule, because everybody's going to have a fast car at Iowa.
Oh my god.
And y'all watching this race, you're very welcome. Niner knows how to make a bet.
To take the lead, Favre is now past Field Filler. You're a leader.
And looking for win number 12 on the season, your race leader and regular season champion, FRR Favre, forever. And
Come on, y'all, wreck.
Niners picked to win.
Wreck. I will go on True Stream and tell him to wreck.
But you also do realize if they wreck, Field is, if caution comes out, Field automatically goes another lap down. So you don't want him.
He's out of the pits now, they can wreck. He's a lap down, though. Came out in 5th. 15 seconds behind 4th. Ouch, Field. What did you do?
He did for 3rd.
You're fired, Field. You're fired. You're fired. You cost me my Iowa. You're fired.
Henson and Blazer, you guys are watching. You guys can yell at her.
No, Henson's
Henson's
watching Favre's stream.
Yeah.
Huh?
Henson's watching Favre's stream because he's commenting on Favre's stream.
Stream? What?
He's commenting on Favre's stream.
I shouldn't drink and help y'all.
All right. As we are coming down to get 10 to go, no more cautions. Once Favre gets 10 to go, no more cautions. We haven't had a single effing caution this race.
While we have a chance, I want to update the points battle for the Xfinity series, which is every Tuesday nights. Mr. Hurricane Hall, who is here with us in the booth, is in the point lead with 274. Henson is second with 248. Racer Rick is third with 244. Dimebags is fourth with 238. And I myself, G. Patro, is fifth with 230. That's the top 5.
Well, then that ends this Tuesday at 8:30, where they race at Phoenix.
I don't care to hear the truck points. I might be biased to that.
And then with the truck.
We said we don't want to hear the trucks.
Well, that's you, not everybody else. I'm in first with 279.
And that's the person.
person.
And that's the person that wanted to hear it, by the way. There was nobody else that cared about the truck points lead, except, the guy that says, and I am the leader.
And the only person that could catch me is Hurricane, who is 38 points back with 241.
All right, and there are spots still available for that race next Saturday. So if you want to race in there and wreck the 44 car, 45 truck,
Yes. I will give you a setup.
more than welcome.
The 45 truck.
Or 44, the 40. Are you the 40?
44. He's in the
44.
44.
All right,
if you're inviting people to wreck me, I'm not going to give you my truck number.
So
44,
if you hit the
44 white truck.
there are not enough cars in the field for Hurricane to pass Gpatro in points, so we need some drivers in that race. And if you need a Phoenix setup, you can check with Niner_Dan or Hurricane Hole 39 Wrecker, and they will be more than happy to send you a Phoenix truck setup in hopes
Hurricane
that you can
Hall,
be.
I will help you every time.
You can be between him and Patro.
Did he tell you what I did at Homestead when I knew I was going to miss the truck race? I gave, like, everybody in the league but 1 or 2 people my setup so he wouldn't get as much points.
All right, guys, we are coming down to get 3 to go. And the Freaky Fast car going to get another win this season. Man, Typical going to finish second.
Fielder's running Flash down like no tomorrow with some fresh tires, but it ain't gonna be enough time.
Yeah, but you know,
I mean, make up a second a lap.
Flash is about to go a lap down to Favre. I mean,
yeah,
you know.
Come on, Flash, lose it in front of Favre. Lose it in front of Favre.
So Iowa, guys, I'm expecting a lot of people to be running Iowa this week and a lot of records to be broken in that all-time. As Favre gets wrecks, Favre spins.
No!
Really?
Wait.
Here comes Typical.
Oh my God! Favre spun trying to get under Flash.
On them tires, boy.
Typical went by him already.
Typical just won this race.
Favre's about wrecking again, going to the next corner.
Typical won.
Holy fucking cow!
Favre off. I don't blame him.
Favre tried to get up under Flash.
And Flash pinched him.
Two spun out.
So nobody
Field fifth.
Nobody is going to get a setup tonight.
Setup safe.
Wow.
Not for a good reason.
Yeah, Hurricane, your Iowa setup is safe, man.
I don't wish that on him though. That was.
Yeah, that sucks.
So, somebody.
He definitely has.
Hey, will somebody put in the chat that they're in that I need Typical, Favre, Flash 9, Field Filler, and Mucka in the party chat?
I'm going to guarantee you Favre is not going to.
Yes, he is. He has to. He's in the top 3.
Okay. So who do
That was bad.
Typical. Mucka.
Typical, Favre, Mucka, Flash, and Field Filler.
Typical Mucka Field.
What chat is this called? Streaming chat?
The broadcast.
Why put in their chat? Sorry.
That's fine. 41.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
What just happened?
And Bam finished 3rd. Favre tried to get underneath Flash and spun.
What's up, Bam Bam?
Bam Bam, congratulations. 3rd place finish.
I think I finished 3rd every stage.
Hey, good run, man.
Buddy,
Thank you.
I picked you to win, so sorry.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Bam, what? I'll wait for. All right, so Bam
Good
with the
run,
3rd
Mucka.
place finish. Good run, Bam Bam. Congratulations, 3rd place. Anything you want to say before I get in it with the championship 4? I'm not racing
For
to
you,
Michigan.
Sniper.
You know, I say that every day. All right, Bam, thanks, buddy, for joining us. Bam, if you could, will you back out of the party chat because it's getting real staticky?
Yeah, good night.
Thanks, Bam. All right, and we're going to welcome in some of the Championship 4 here. Sad to say we did say goodbye to True Death tonight. True, man,
yeah,
it just wasn't there for you tonight on that track, buddy. Looked a little rough.
Yeah, the first half of the season I had a bad season. That put me in a hole that couldn't get back out of it to make the top 4. But next season, though, we'll start from scratch and we'll be up there.
I like it, man. And I said earlier in the broadcast, you're the first guy in FR that I met. You're the first guy that really jumped out and helped me do setups back a couple years ago. And, I have nothing but respect for you, but I'm glad that we didn't waste a spot at Phoenix by putting you in the Final 4.
I know, right? I know, because I'm thinking about starting in parking now, but I'm going to run it. But next season, if it's at Phoenix and we in the same spot, I'll be in a better spot next year, and I'm going to make that Final 4.
Hell yeah.
I did last regular season. Just this year, the first half of the season, put me in a new hole with a new wheel and monitor, but I dug my way back out and finished one spot out of it. So
that's great. And so
I think y'all should make it Iowa and recruit me.
Nah. So congratulations again, True Death, making it to the Final 5, but not going to be advancing to Phoenix. One of our captains. So you guys listening out here, reach out to True Death, one of those great guys that'll will give you the setup off his car to help you get faster. And one of the greatest captains on this game, especially in this league, has had a great team all season with the RCR guys. But none of the RCR guys advanced into the Final 4. But we do have a couple of our guys that are. One of which is Mucka, league owner and recent winner at the biggest track, Talladega, and I believe his least favorite track. Mucka, advancing to the Final 4. Are you going to lay the bumper to anybody to get that championship?
Oh yeah, I will.
Okay. I mean, we saw what happened. We saw what happened in Phoenix in the spring. So, and that was just for second place. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hate to see True go. Good friend of mine. Gave it hell, gave it everything he had. Top 10 car all night long. So just hate to see him go. But, congratulations to the top 4, Favre, Flash, Field, and myself. It was a long, rough season. Come down to one race and give it everything I got.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And just, FYI for you, we were talking about what happened in the spring at Phoenix a couple nights ago. Field Filler, myself, I think Favre was in there, a couple other people. Field Filler completely forgot. He's like, what happened? I was like, you don't remember Mucka laying the bumper to you coming out of 4 to get second? He's like, no, really don't. I was like, well, there you go.
I do now.
Sorry, he paid me back. He paid me back, and then we had that little race at WWT, and ever since then we've been kind of just laying off each other all season. So it's been a great season running with Field Filler.
Absolutely great to see that the both of you did make it to the Final 4. So it's definitely going to be fun next week at Phoenix. Field Filler, you're in here. Congratulations, man. So we had a bet going in the middle of that race when you started your pit strategy that Hurricane Hole had to put his Iowa Cup setup in the FRR public chat, and I would put my New Hampshire setup in the FRR public chat if Favre beat you.
That's how much faith I had in anybody.
He had a lot of faith in your pit strategy. So if you won the race, it was going to be the Iowa setup. If Favre won the race, it was going to be the New Hampshire. So we did not, or if the other way around. So we don't get a setup at all because of something that happened to Favre on that last lap. I couldn't really see how it happened. I know he was trying to get by Flash, but I just don't see how he spun. I don't know if he hit the candy cane or what exactly happened there with Favre.
Yeah, he hit the candy cane.
But Typical ended up winning that, and
yeah.
So congratulations.
Well, so you do have to give out the setups, or you don't?
We don't now because neither you or Favre won that race.
Yeah. So, I didn't know that, and once I knew I was locked in after the second stage, You know, I got a fourth gear in that car, and that's where it went. And I stuck it in my fuel gear and rode around the rest of the race.
We figured old fuel filler was out there doing something tricky. So congratulations, man, advancing to the Final Four. Is this your first trip to the Final Four?
It is. That was
All
my goal
right.
this season.
All right. And I mean, you know, with the batch of guys coming into FR next season, this might be your last chance to really shine and get a championship. So I'm expecting Field Filler to have the ultimate fuel gear next week, to have the ultimate tire gear next week, and to have the biggest bumper on the planet. I'm pulling for Field next week for sure. But that's not who I think is going to win. That is not who I think is going to win the championship. That is not my pick to win, but I'll be pulling for you. There's not anybody in the top four I'm not pulling for to win it, but you know, the other guys are a little bit younger, so I mean they all have chances to win a couple more here in the next couple of seasons. Field Filler, you know, you've got a couple good seasons left in you, so we'll see what happens next week. So the other guys, sorry, Field.
I'm the one that started that. So.
You are.
Count Field out.
The other guys in the Final Four, we got Flash 9, who finished, fourth in stage 1, finished fifth in stage 2. Finished fourth in the race, is the points leader going into the final race of the season, where the top 4 are tied for nothing, and whoever beats wins. But Flash, going into Phoenix, did you think you'd have this big of a points lead going into Phoenix? And did you think that you were going to be advancing to this Final Four throughout the season?
I didn't expect to have the point lead, but you know, I expect myself to make it to the Final Four no matter where I'm racing at. So mission accomplished there, and we got 2 Hendrick cars going. I'm proud of Field for also making it. He had a great season, and hopefully one of us can get another Hendrick title, but I think it's going to be probably the best championship race I've been a part of in any league, you know, with the 4 drivers that are going to be going. So
absolutely, man.
Finished on top of each other there in the spring. So I don't think it'll be any different.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting to see a little bit different pit strategy out of you in the race next week from what happened in the spring. Because I remember you were leading with just a few laps, less than 10 to go, I think. Something like that, and kind of fell back a little bit there. Maybe it was tires. It's just not ringing a bell. I know there was something that happened, but you had a great car at Phoenix.
My right rear.
Yeah, you had a great car at Phoenix and ended up falling right there at the end, but I'm expecting something different out of that. But like you said, finishing on top of each other, the guys who battled for second are Mucka and Field Filler, who did make it to the Final Four. I mean, so Phoenix is going to be quite the race. And the guy who led the regular season, 11 wins on the season, Favre, you know, you have a good strategy for the second stage of Phoenix. You taught me a lot at Phoenix in the spring. How are you looking for next week? And I know it's probably hard to talk about, but can you explain what exactly happened on that last lap? Because I could, in the stream, I was on you and I couldn't see if you hit that inside candy cane or exactly how you spun right there on that last lap.
I wrecked him.
Well, I really don't know what's going to be going on for Phoenix. Can you hear me all right? I'm on my phone.
Yes, sir. Can you make sure that your phone is, you can record your phone? Because I know sometimes okay, thank you.
So I know I got a pretty decent Phoenix car, but it's just trying to get through that second stage to be able to stay on the lead lap. I'm going to definitely work on it this week. I'm hungry. I'm very hungry. And I guess it'll be a great race, like Flash had said. Field and Mucka have great cars there, and Flash has a very, very good car there. So I'm looking forward to next week. I'm honored to be a part of this league and be a part of the Final Four for the 3rd season in a row. And then tonight, pride got a little too much of me. I saw Flash 9, had the chance to lap him, so I was really pushing there for the last 5-6 laps. And he, on the last lap in 1 and 2, had hit the candy cane and pushed his car out. So I hit the gas a little bit, and he sent me a video, and he didn't turn down into me, but it was, I don't know if it was the bubble or what, but he made contact with me. My tire hit the candy cane, and around I went. But
well, that really
congrats
sucked.
Congrats to Typical, and he ran a great race. And
He did.
Congratulations to Flash 9 and Mucka and Field Filler.
Yeah, well, Favre, you missed the first part of this. That last lap was very sad for all of NASCAR Heat 5. As when Field started doing his pit strategy, Hurricane was, oh, Field's got this. He's going to win this. I'm like, there's no way. He's not beating Favre. So whoever won the race, if you won the race, Hurricane was going to post his Cup Iowa setup to the FRR public chat, and had Field Filler won the race, I was going to post my New Hampshire setup to the FRR public chat. Well, I was licking my chops for that Iowa setup going into the white flag lap, and I lost it, man. I wanted that setup so freaking bad because nobody can beat anybody who has that Hurricane setup at Iowa. So that last lap lost everybody a lot of hope for that that setup, man. But yeah, going into next week, all 4 of these guys are going to be tied for the points lead, and it just comes down to who beats who. And I'm expecting to see a couple, we'll say a couple Denny Hamlin, Ross Chastains out there, maybe a couple AJ Allmendinger and Justin Allgaiers battling back and forth, a lot of bumpering, a lot of banging, and a lot of respect between these 4 guys as well. I mean, it'll be clean racing, but it's going to be fun racing. And
I don't like any of them. I don't know what you're talking
Oh
about.
Lord, oh Lord, oh man, I feel Field Filler, the public lobby Field Filler might be coming out next week here at Phoenix. Man, so I'm really expecting a 1, 2, 3, 4 finish out of these guys, but it is up in the air as to who's going to beat who. If you do go back listen to the stream, I did say I think Flash 9 might win Phoenix. I may have been trying to poke the bear a little bit on that one when he goes back and listens to this stream.
The bear's already poked.
Just to help him out, but I was trying to poke the bear, but then the bear got poked on the last lap anyway by Flash, so I didn't need to poke anybody.
I just want to add one. I just want to add one thing, Dan. Earlier in the chat, Sniper had jumped in and they were talking about odds-on favorites for Phoenix, and Sniper had said it's either going to be Flash or Favre, and I told him to hold my beer. So
yeah. Well, I got you. I got you. Well, and
Mustang.
Hey, and don't forget to tune in Tuesday night. I am going to be live streaming, broadcasting for the final championship race in the Xfinity series, where Hurricane Hull's looking to maintain his points lead over Henson at Phoenix. And then next week, I will also live stream the finale for the truck race, where we're hoping to have 20 guys join the league at the last minute to stop G Patrol from winning the championship and give Hurricane enough cars in the field to catch them in points. Maybe we can get some Cup guys in there and really shake some things up.
One more thing, Dan, real quick.
Yes, sir.
I just want to thank you guys for doing what you guys do. Like I always said, if it wasn't for you guys, there would only be 20 of us knowing what the hell's going on.
Yeah, dude, we love it. We love it.
I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that's in the league, sticking it out. What a great season! Everybody had our ups and downs, but it was overall great season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So
4 from RCR. Congrats to the 4 that made the playoffs.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm not putting my favorite out there, but
Yeah, you are.
no, I'm not, because I got 2 of them that are ex-RCRs. So, Flash 9 was one of my picks in the first draft. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was my first pick in that draft, and Favre was my 3rd pick in my 2nd draft.
And I believe Field Filler raced for RCR at one point too, didn't he?
Actually, that is true. He was my first pick. He was my first pick the year before Favre.
So the only one true that hasn't picked out of this one's Mucka.
I guess I'm the odd man out.
I always root for the underdog.
You know,
that's only because Muck has been a captain.
And Muck is in a Ford, and I would see True Death driving a Toyota before I ever see him driving a Ford.
well, no, because when I first joined this league, I was in a Ford. The only
Were
reason
you?
I'm in a three, yes, sir. The reason I'm in a 3 car is Tron, our ex-broadcaster, original broadcaster, offered me the 3 when he went into the broadcast booth. He said, "You want to drive the 3? I'd rather see you drive it than anybody else." I said, "Sure." So I picked it up, and I've been in it since.
Okay. And guys, something was brought up, and you guys are the great ones to talk about this, and I would kind of want to hear the story. And Muck is going to be joining Bam and I on our podcast here soon, so we're going to get more into this. But someone had brought up that the 32 car is going to be retired. What's
Yes,
the story behind the 32 car being retired?
It was supposed to be retired this season. Wasn't supposed to be ran because of Rubbernecker, one of our best followers on the game. From Heat 4 to the Heat 5, he watched every race, attended, and commented in the sections. He was probably our biggest fan. He passed away, so we decided to retire the 32 car. And well, it got driver in it this season, but I did make sure I was going to retire it for sure. In the 32, I've already posted it to Mini Golf that it will be retired because when he got in it, he started out in it, and he's the one that actually came back to me and said, "Ain't it supposed to be retired?" I was like, "Yeah, but you already in it. Finished the season out. And at the end of the season, we'll retire it."
All right, perfect.
That's the story to it.
We've been wanting to hear that story, and haven't had either of you guys around to hear that. So, yep. So next week will be the last week you see the 32 car on the track with FRR. And guys, tune in next week. There's going to be a lot of good racing between all 3 series. Yes, sir.
You want to interview the winner of the race?
Oh, yeah, typical.
You forgot typical.
I'm sorry, man. Typical. Overshadowed by a lot of other things that are going on, man. Hey, it's like poor Christopher Bell today. Oh, nobody gave a shit what happened to Christopher Bell. They all cared about what Ross Chastain had to say. So how was that race? I mean, you kind of what would Denny Hamlin call you? A hack, I believe. To get that win at Martinsville today. You had a fast car, man, running top 2 most of the race. Had a little sideways action going on there, running with Twitch, which I do want to ask about as well. To get in stage 2, you were loose as hell coming out of some of the corners, but you and Bam Bam going at it for about 5 or 6 laps, and then you ended up with the win. Tell us a little bit about your race, and definitely highlight those things we were just talking about.
Yeah, I had a really good car, but on the long run I was loose as hell, man. It's hard to control. I'd get really loose out the corner. And talking about Bam Bam, I accidentally moved him out of the way, and did he move me back out of the way? I don't.
Oh, it was not his was not an accident. I said it right when you hit him. I said, dude, there's one person in this league you don't bump out of the way like that, and it is Bam. He's about to tear Typical's bumper up, and then he doored you like twice. But
well, I got a really deep injury in the corner, so I'm not on the brakes as fast as everybody else, and I accidentally got into him, which is my fault. But yeah, it was a good battle between him, and I asked him if he'd let me go. I don't think he gave it to me, but I took it and was able to drive away from him.
You definitely took it. That is for sure. All right. Well, Typical, I mean, obviously, the last 10 races, you've probably been the best car on the track. Next season, hopefully you make it to all the races in the regular season to be able to participate in the playoffs, because there's no doubt you would be in the Final Four going into this next race. Had you been in the playoffs, great season for you once you joined in with us, and looking forward to great things from you next season. And try to be a spoiler next week at Phoenix in that 22 Joey Logano car, because Joey's the best driver on the track. So anyway, that's going to end it for us tonight. For Sniper, Hurricane Hole, and Jeep Patrol, this is Niner Dan. We will catch you guys next week, where me, Jeep Patrol, and Sniper, and special guest Shady Acres from Shady Acres Entertainment are going to be bringing you the championship race. Good night, America.